Hello. Welcome to another No Stingy Energy show, man. Back
man.
with another one.
Back with another one. Man.
How you feeling, man?
Well, man, you know, I'm excited, man. I got a lot going on. The project is going along beautifully. You know, working on getting closed out on my other couple of projects, big projects that I got going on. Man, you know, another thing too, man, I wanted to kind of highlight before we even get started is that I don't know if you've been experiencing this, but the government, bro, is really, really cracking down on business addresses.
I never know.
Yeah, so banks are cracking down on virtual addresses really, really heavy right now. So if anybody is looking to get a virtual address, you definitely need to make sure that that address is something that can be
searched.
Yeah, it can be searched. You know what I mean? Shout out. We got chat in the building, man. We definitely got to get you in on this conversation today. You know what I'm saying? Let's definitely give her the StreamYard link so we can get her take on this, you know. But yeah, so if you have a business, you need to be wary of some of these virtual offices because some of them will not work. I've had a couple accounts shut down as a result of, you know, having a virtual address. So you definitely want to make sure that you are staying on top of that. I'm literally going to the bank today to reopen some accounts that were closed down as a result of them being virtual. This is all a part of that whole BOI thing. So as a result of the BOI, the government is cracking down on banks, on businesses, making sure that these offices are places where a registered agent can be served paperwork at any given time, right? So that's the whole purpose. They want to make sure that a real registered agent can go and visit you at your particular facility and serve you paperwork. And virtual offices, co-working spaces are not included in that makeup anymore. So you definitely want to make sure that you are figuring out a way to get those addresses on point. But listen, my name is Byron, real estate investor out of Houston, Texas, primarily focused on the wholesale space, do a little bit of creative finance, fix and flip, new construction, new to the build to rent space. Extremely excited about that. And have, you know, the goal this year was to do 10 million in development. And we are on track for that and potentially going to exceed that this year. And yeah, that was some of my wildest dreams are coming to place right now. And it's easy. It's coming together easy, just like how it's supposed to. So listen, I just want to just shout out to anybody who is looking to go into business, take a bet on themselves. Do that today, not tomorrow, not next week. Do it today. And don't be afraid to start small. Because at the end of the day, the people that you are looking to impress by starting big are not going to be there to help you when your business falls down. And that's going to be the highlight of a lot of the things that we kind of discussed today. But, it's on you.
What's going on? Good morning. Neil Parker, real estate investor. My bad, got a little cough. Entrepreneur out of Lafayette, Louisiana. Been investing in real estate since 2016, full-time 2020. Do all things real estate, but love rentals, love passive income. And I'm the owner of Leverage 12, teaching about leverage where they are currently in their life and their business. Your wealthy real estate. That's me, man. And I'm excited with what's going on right now. Interest rates starting to come down a little bit. See a little bit, not really, but a little bit. A little lower than it was a few months ago, but
gotcha.
A lot of things going on. I see a lot of builders building. I'm on the board in Lafayette for the infill development. So they trying to approve more duplexes in the area for the lack of affordable housing. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of good things going on. I should be starting my new construction opportunities in June or July. I'm excited about that too. So got a lot of things going on, man, that we excited about.
Nice. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Oh, I think the mortgage rates actually went up.
It went up.
I think so, bro. In February.
Let's see. How about you share it with us, man? How about you share?
Yeah, let me share my screen, man. Because the reason why I brought that up is because somebody was complaining to me. And I say, my God, let's see. So yeah, I think it went up just a little bit, not too much. But I know that the goal is for them to get the interest rates all the way down. But let me see. Hold
They're
on.
not doing a good job with them.
Let me see. Yeah. So right now, they went up just a tad, just a small amount. These are mortgage rates, by the way. These are mortgage rates. So I don't know if they are reflective directly from the interest rates. The interest rates could be going down. I don't know. But I know this right here is mortgage rates, and they have went up from 6.9 to 7.29. So a few basis points there.
A little bit.
Yeah. So, at the end of the day,
don't matter anyway if you got a good deal.
Yeah, it don't matter if you got a good deal. Don't matter if you got a good deal. And it also doesn't matter if you are willing to just stay in the game long enough. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it always works out for the one that stays in the game, stay consistent, keep putting in the work, keep building superior products, keep providing superior products to the marketplace. So,
yes, indeed.
It is.
Yes, indeed. So, what we're gonna talk about today is we're talking from things that we see publicly. We don't know these people. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
So everything is allegedly.
So everything's allegedly for entertainment purpose. You know what I'm saying? That's it. We just going off of public information.
Absolutely.
We're gonna talk about how we feel about it. But today we're talking about, man, the rise of turkey leg hut, the fall of turkey leg hut, the lack of submission. Byron said, why do you say that? The lack of submission.
Well, when I think about it, it's more so centered around. I'm gonna get into it. I'm gonna really break it down, but I really believe that we have coined these submissive terms, and we've relegated it to gender roles, and I'm kind of moving away from this understanding that just because a man is a man or a woman is a woman, that
sign a third role.
Yeah, like I think it's starting to get goofy, bro. When you got women, in many cases, I was telling Ruby this earlier, outpacing men intellectually, outpacing men financially. At some point, we got to have a conversation, a real conversation. Like, because at the end of the day, who typically runs the show? Does the intellectual inferior and the financial inferior typically lead in most scenarios?
Honestly, it don't matter.
I'm just saying, man. So I think at some point we're gonna have to have a real conversation, because if you think about it, she fired Buddy, bro. Gave him walking papers, bro. This is real. This is real talk.
So the guy named Lynn Price, co-owner of Turkey Leg Hut, got fired from his own establishment. Hey, bro, I ain't never heard nothing like that ever. Have you heard something like that before?
No, not in this way. No.
So we could get down deep into it as well, but man, that is wild though.
Wow.
You own a business and you walking to work, want to do your daily tasks, maybe go check on a few folks, check on the inventory of the turkey wings, turkey leg. Get them pink papers. You gotta go, dog.
You gotta go. My God.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Well,
well,
let's
they
talk
say
about it,
Steve
man.
Jobs was fired from Apple back in the day. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
That's when you got like a board, right?
Yeah.
And your board overrule you?
Yeah. Yeah, they ain't had no board in this situation.
Turkey Leg may have a board, but I highly doubt it.
No, they ain't got no board, bro.
You don't think so?
Nah. I mean, the company, that's a corporation. So Apple is a corporation. So you don't have to have all those kind of things like that in a regular LLC.
Gotcha. They had a few things, weird in this situation. So it's Lynn and Nikita. Sometimes you see Nikita Holmes. Sometimes you see Nikita Price. That is a weird situation to me. What's your thoughts about it?
Well, what is
Instagram is Nikita Holmes. A lot of articles you see is Nikita Holmes.
Yeah.
Every once in a while you see Nikita Price. So what's your thoughts?
Well, it screams to me
weird
that
dynamic.
It looks like it's somebody, right? This is what it tells me, is that it's somebody who wants and needs a level of their own autonomy. You know what I'm saying? And their own sense of control of their situation. Just off top, that's what that says to me. It says to me that somebody wants their own independence and control. That would say to me, I could be wrong, but that's what it speaks to me.
So you saying it's somebody that wants their own independence and their own control.
That's what it screams to me.
Yeah, it's a good thing or bad
thing? Here's the thing. It goes back to my beliefs. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. I just think it's something that needs to be. This is what I think. I think it's definitely something that you should, if put like this, if I'm going into business, right, and somebody is not willing to take my name, right, then I need to treat this as any other business. I need to make sure that I'm properly documented. My paperwork is on point. I need to make sure all of these things are done in appliance to traditional business, because we not traditionally doing this marriage thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not taking my name, like talking about, like, so we need to make sure that our paperwork is on point from a business perspective.
Yeah, that paperwork matters, man.
Yeah.
Paperwork is really everything.
Absolutely.
And you got to do the paperwork in the beginning where everybody good, everybody hunky-dory, everybody smiling, because the paperwork really matters when
people get pissed off.
Yeah, you remember your grievances 5-6 years ago. That's what we going on.
Yes, indeed.
Well, let me share something real quick. Let's see if I can pull it up. All right, boom. We're going to get into it, man. Turkey Leg Hut, we got Lynn and Nikita. Turkey Leg Hut owners Lynn and Nikita Price first introduced Texas to their mouthwatering turkey legs in the parking lot of Houston Rodeo in 2015. In 3 short years, the power couple turned to a hobby, the love of cooking, into one of the most sought-after restaurants in Houston, making headlines across the country. Nikita is a Chicago native, attended the University of Houston on a basketball scholarship. As for her Bachelor's of Science degree in business with a minor of marketing. Lynn, a Houston native, born and raised in historic Third Ward, went to Jackie Yates High School, then went to play baseball at the Rice University. Lynn and Nikita have 4 children and reside in Houston, Texas since launching Turkey Leg Hut. So
I ain't know it went to Rice though.
Yeah, man, went to Rice. So just from the beginning, man, let's just talk about that. So first, she's not even from Houston. You know what I'm saying? They got 4 kids. I didn't know he went to college either. They went to college.
Yeah.
Oh.
And Rice University at that. That's like, that's
a good school.
That's like the what you call it? That is like the Harvard of Houston, bro, Texas. Like, real talk.
Yeah, it's a quality school, man. Quality school. So as we can see, it's not two ignorant people we have here. It's not like, you know what I'm saying? It's not two ignorant people we have here. And they started this business at the bottom. They started at the rodeo. And the Houston rodeo is pretty big, right? In Texas?
Absolutely. That's a big,
it's like
deal,
a week.
bro.
It's a week thing or something?
It's yearly. It's yearly. You know what I mean? They
so
have
like,
for a certain amount of time.
Is it like
bro,
a week
it go
long?
for a while. It go for a month or so. Yeah. I'm not
It's
sure.
a month.
It go for a while, bro. We have multiple rodeos, bro. We have our rodeo go for a while. It's not
But
just.
I think they're talking about the black rodeo, that big one.
But all of them,
They got multiple.
Yeah,
black
bro.
rodeos.
No, so here's the thing. So Houston, bro, it ain't no black rodeo here.
They say it's 3 weeks.
It ain't no black rodeo here. It's just rodeo. Like black folks go to the country one. Yeah, like we do rodeo here. So yeah. Our rodeo don't really have that much of a color because you got like everybody just kind of
go. Black cowboys, you got Mexican
black cowboys,
you got
white cowboys, Hispanic cowboys. Like, yeah, it's just rodeo.
Cowboys.
Yeah. Rodeo season is just rodeo season.
Like it. So I want everybody to realize that they started this business from a food truck. It don't really state how they started, but anyway, they started this from the ground. So you can't look at their business now and say somebody gave it to them. They started selling these turkey legs out of truck at the rodeo, 2015. Right? From the bottom.
What I like about this, right? I got to put this out here. And this is for anybody who is looking to become new business owners. A lot of times, right, people will want investments in their theoretical version of a business, right? Or they'll want somebody to take a bet on them before they've taken a bet on themselves. And I've always kind of shied away from new businesses, new like when I'm looking
New opportunity.
Yeah, new opportunities that don't have a proven concept. Like, I believe that you should be able to make money from your business before anybody invests in your business. I'm a firm believer. Or I believe you should be able to make money in your business before you even look to grow that business.
Right.
Period.
How can you grow a business with no track record? That's just my opinion as well. How can you come to me ask for money and you have nothing to show me at all?
You have no track record of success. Even small
At least
success.
show something. At least show something. Because you can start a business with no money. You just got to figure out how can you do it. You know what I'm saying? If you want to skip that part of the hard work and go straight to raise some money, most times that's why businesses fail, because now they have too much money. They don't know what to do with the money. When you broke trying to figure it out, that's when you're the most creative. When you actually get money, that's when you start throwing money at all kind of problems that you don't need to throw money at. You just throwing it because you have the money in your hand.
And let's keep it real. A lot of times, this is the reason why I'm big on not talking business from a theoretical perspective, because a lot of times what makes money in businesses is not what you think makes money, what you think you need to invest in to make the business grow. So let me break that down and give you an example from a real estate perspective, right? What makes money? If you are looking to make money in real estate space, the best place for you to spend your time is just on the phone. You ain't got to get nothing special. You jump on the phone and you start making some calls. Eventually, you are going to make some money without a system, without a CRM, without a accountant in place. You don't have to have a bank account in place. You don't have to have no LLC.
None of that. And you will get great on the phone. You will get great at closing deals. You will get great at making money.
And you ain't got nothing fancy in place that a lot of people want to start their businesses with that don't necessarily. And I believe a lot of times you put in the cart before the horse. Make you some bread first, right? And then you start growing. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's what any business, man. Focus on the money. People, you want to look all pretty. When I first started my business, bro, I started with a notebook. I still got it today. And I got on the phone, man. Got on the phone. I got in these streets, putting bandit signs.
Yeah.
I was nervous as a mug. Didn't even know how to talk on the phone, but guess what? I got better every time I answered the phone. I was sweating, hands sweating, forehead sweating. You know how I get when I speak publicly.
Absolutely.
I was down there speaking publicly in my room by myself on the phone, sweating. I got better over time. Now I don't sweat on the phone, man. It's easy. You got to focus on the things that really matter at the end of the day. What produces money in your business? That's it.
Facts.
So yeah, we got to look at their business like these people really built a business from nothing.
Like real talk.
like from nothing. And we gotta, we're talking about these people, but at the end of the day, we gotta commend these people of how they actually build their business. They pulled up to the rodeo. Who knows if they had a vendor booth? They could have just pulled up in the parking lot, opened the tailgate, and start selling.
Got it in.
You see that all day, every day.
Facts.
And what they did was, before they went and get a building, because a lot of people start restaurants without a proof of concept. They go ahead and get a building, brick and mortar, rent $3,000 a month, and nobody even ever tastes their food.
Wow.
How do you know people like even want your food?
Yeah.
You thought about that, Byron?
Bruh, that's what I be telling folk, bruh. Like when you are an entrepreneur, right, you have to build a foundation. And I think a lot of us are afraid of that foundation point, because that is where business is done. Business is done putting it out there, doing the uncomfortable, selling stuff. You see what I'm saying? When you don't feel like it, when you don't feel qualified. Matter of fact, you never qualified. You never reach a qualified position, right? It's always you putting yourself out there. It's always you taking a bet on yourself. Always. This is an always thing. And I think a lot of times people think that, oh, Apple is Apple because they have this big facility, or Apple is Apple because they have all of this money and all of these resources. All of these resources. No, it's deeper than that. Apple been Apple since it was in the garage, family. Right? Since it was in the garage, it been Apple. And the same ingenuity, the same hustle, right, is the same hustle that's exhibited with the company today. It's just you see all of this stuff, and we get caught up on the stuff of a business more than the actual substance of a business. Mm-hmm. And that substance piece is hard to see, So I just want to highlight that for anybody who is looking to do this thing. You don't have to have all of the pretty stuff to be able to make money. Matter of fact, the pretty stuff don't even necessarily make money.
Oh, just make you look better.
Make you look better and to help you scale faster.
Yep. You need to focus on the pretty things after you actually make money to make other people more attracted to the business.
Facts.
And that's it. But we be focused on trying to make people attracted to the business that our product is piss poor. Trying to make a pretty website, trying to make a pretty business card, trying to make a pretty business sign. So we bring customers in, but once they come in, we don't know how to give them quality products. We don't know how to give them quality customer service. And then your business fails, business breaks. But if you focus on the opposite, focus on the quality of your product, focus on the customer service, focus on the follow-up first, when your business blow up, you can be ready for it. That's what pretty much happened in this business. They used to have, I'm talking about lines all the way down the street in the neighborhood.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like they served 25,000 turkey legs in a week. I ain't talking about month. I'm not talking about 30 days. I'm talking about a week.
Crazy.
Like I was in that line before. I skipped it. I tried to go to the bar. I ain't never actually sat in that line. I tried to figure out how can I go in the front. I know one time Chris was there. Hey man, come on. Chris Senegal. Another time, you go straight to the bar, you ain't gotta wait in the line. But anyway, so we gotta talk about the customer service that these people got. Let's talk about it, Byron. So I think they got in their building in 2017. Their line was wrapped around the building. What did these people do? They put out tents because it's hot in Houston. They put out the misting machines to cool people down.
Yep.
It was handing out water themselves. I'm talking about the owners was handing out the water.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like that's quality customer service, because you gotta realize most businesses ain't doing that. I know a few times people start raining, people still out there. They start handing out umbrellas. Like, come on, bro.
Bruh. Man, we got Erica Classic Climb in the building, man. Pull up. We need you to pull up on this conversation. Yeah. So here's the thing, man. I've been to Turkey Leg, several times. I'm right here in Houston. And every time I can 100% say, and this is no gas at all, customer service, in my opinion, was on point. The food was consistent, right? Whether you liked it or disliked it, it was consistent. You could tell that the owners took a lot of pride in maintaining quality customer service by way of them always being there. They do damn near live there.
You would see them working too, not just sitting down.
Yeah, making sure that everything was right. And at the end of the day, it's like when you put that level of work and intention in on something, man, it's bound to be successful. Like he was the turkey leg guy. Like that's what they did. So that's one of the things that I felt like they did right. But let's keep the party going, because we gonna unpack this whole thing.
I went there about 5-6 times. The quality of the food was on point. You know how you go to restaurants, they say they got smoked this, smoked shrimp, smoked barbecue, whatever. Bro, they ain't got no smoke nowhere around the building. They using smoked seasoning. They use smoked paprika, smoked seasoning. Bro, you get this turkey wing, passing across your face, you smell the real smoke. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You standing in line, you smell the smokers in the back. There's plenty of times I done been to a restaurant, Byron. I don't see no barbecue pit around the motherfucker. I don't smell the smoke flavor. You know what I'm saying? Like, you getting actually what you're paying for. I know the price may be $20, $25, but I'm not gonna lie, Byron, it was worth it for me.
Oh yeah.
Because like we said earlier, the customer service on point,
drinks
on point, the food on point. You know, you're getting quality rice, quality shrimp, quality seafood. You're getting quality turkey leg, fall off the bone. You full. You know, you can eat half and you full. You got half for later. So you're getting what you're paying for. So I believe that's why their business blew up so fast.
I 100% agree. Number one, they had a proof of concept, right? So what did they get first? They found out exactly what people were willing to pay for. And they did it over and over and over and over and over again, right? So that's number one. And they got customer feedback by way of what the customers were willing to pay for, and they just did that. A lot of times we complicate business. It ain't that damn complicated. Find out what people want to give you money for and consistently give them what they're willing to give you money for. And if you can do that consistently enough, you will make money. And a lot of times we complicate business. We don't want to be consistent, right? And then we expect our business to give us money in return. No, it don't work that way. We give the customers what they want, and the customers will consistently make sure that they continue to pay us as a result of that. So I just want to highlight that.
Yes, indeed. Let's talk about a few other ways how they built their business, built their brand. Let me share this real quick. This is things we can learn from, people. You know, that's why we talk about it. Boom. So let's get down to it. It all started with a barbecue. It all started with a parking lot barbecue. Seeing patrons walk out of the rodeo hungry, slightly intoxicated, the Price family began to cook their family parking lot daily. What they thought would be a fun barbecue for the city turned into something much bigger than they ever thought it could. They never could have imagined. The Houston couple has taken their wildly popular turkey legs to new heights, expanding their menu, including over 7 varieties of fall-off-the-bone turkey legs, full complement of homemade delicacies at their first turkey leg hut restaurant on Alameda Road in Third Leg. So they even give back. A lot of businesses don't give back either, but they give back. From the moment they opened the turkey leg hut, Lynn and Nikita Price have been giving back, trying to make Houston community a better place to live and thrive. In 2019, the young couple hosted the first ever Turkey Leg Hut annual fall festival block party. They brought thousands of community members together, enjoyed a free event featuring 1,000 local vendors, free music, free food. They gave away 3,000 free turkey legs to Houston families. At Thanksgiving, donated thousands of dollars, raised funds for local A&M students who needed life-saving brain surgery, went viral with the video, then hit the streets, hand out free meals to feed the homeless people in the community. Lynn and Nakia were also honored last year with the GHBC Pinnacle Award that recognizes leading African-American entrepreneurs for their success in business and their positive impact on the communities and industries they serve. Wow. So this, this is nice. They shut down the street, 1,000 vendors. They gave away 3,000 turkey legs for free. So what does that say to you, Byron?
It showed. Well, it's the opposite of what we heard about the business owner that Keith Lee was dealing with last week. Remember, that business owner did not want to give away the free food that was paid for by Keith Lee. Listen, it tells me that these people had a real pulse on how to drive and move this business. Period. That's what it tells me. What does it tell you?
It shows that they actually good people. They care about the community. They want to see the third ward area in Houston go up to the next level. They feed the community. They bring the community together. They care about the small business owners. You know, they grew fast, so now they want other people to grow as well. That's why they had the vendors. 1,000 vendors, that's a lot of vendors. I don't know if y'all familiar with vendors, but that's a lot of vendors. 1,000?
Yeah, bro.
So they're helping smaller businesses get exposed to more people because they know they can bring people out. I'm sure they did that. Of course, they did it for themselves to look good in the public, look good in the community, but they also help those smaller businesses get more exposure.
Absolutely.
So if they never went to that, a lot of people wouldn't even know about it. So I'm sure a lot of those businesses, maybe not all of them, but I'm sure maybe about 5 to 10 made the most money they ever made in their business over there. You know what I'm saying? So they're helping out the community. They're helping out the small business owner. They helped out a guy that needed a girl that had brain surgery. So I think they did it. You know, they had a lot of good intentions. You know what I'm saying? I don't see nothing really bad about it. They're doing good for the community. So a lot of good things going on. But other things happen too.
Other things happen.
Everything was good. Now let me go back to the real estate. So they got this building. I thought they bought the building.
Me too.
But they're renting it from an Asian guy. I don't know if they're doing a lease option or rent to own. I don't know what they're doing. But when I looked at all the stuff, they're actually leasing it or renting it from an Asian guy. So what's your thoughts about that? I don't like that part. I hope they had bought it.
Bro, so here's the thing, man. I'm a real big firm believer in. I think renting your location, right, is dope when you want maximum when you want to be able to move around, right? You want extreme ability to move around. But I think when you have a business establishment like Turkey Leg, like a restaurant, something like that, own that building. Let me tell you why. A lot of times, like, you know, like people look at McDonald's as a massive restaurant, but what people don't understand is McDonald's is more of a real estate company than it is just a restaurant. McDonald's owns those properties, a lot of them, if not mostly all of them, right? And a lot of times, right, what we don't realize is that a lot of the valuation, when you hear about McDonald's being worth billions and billions of dollars, think about where most McDonald's are located. They're located in prime real estate meccas, and that value in that land continues to rise. Matter of fact, the area where Turkey Leg Hut is, bro, that is probably one of the fastest growing areas from a real estate perspective alone than anything else.
In Houston. And guess what, Byron?
What's that?
They're part of that.
Yes.
They're part of that because they're bringing all these people to that area, making the area more desirable, making other businesses want to go to the area. And guess what? They don't even own a piece.
Don't even own it. That's a damn shame. What's your thoughts on that, though?
That's disturbing to me because I'm big on ownership. Like, you have this great business, amazing business. You don't even own the building, man. I mean, you don't have no control. This guy could end your lease. If you sign a 3-year lease, your business is thriving. The best it's ever been. The lease comes up, the man can say, I don't want to renew it. Bro, that's horrible, bro.
That's horrible. Take your business.
You want to be a hater? But they do have a lot of haters in the area, though. Like, a lot.
They got a lot of haters.
In the communities a lot of people don't like what's going on.
Well, so let me give people a breakdown to this here too. Turkey Leg Hut happens to be yeah.
Just imagine one of these neighbors that's in the back, in that neighborhood in the back,
yeah,
buys the building from the people, take them out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's a hell of a
you
goal.
have no control. You know what I'm saying?
It's a hell of a goal. And on top of that, bro, you gotta recognize. No, you good. You gotta recognize that the Turkey Leg Hut sits on what we call the white side of Third Ward, right? So you got two versions of Third Ward. That side of Third Ward has always been more the white side, and then you go across the freeway on 288 side. That's more the black side of Third Ward. So I know that Turkey Leg Hut has kind of been a sore to these folk for a long time.
Oh yeah,
they've been wanting them out of there, and that's why it was a lot of this. They didn't want to see us pulling up like
too
that.
Much culture.
Yeah, too much culture in the environment. They ain't like it.
Too much liquor. Too many nice cars. You know what I'm saying? There's just too much going on, man.
Just too much going on, man. Y'all need to take that to the other side of Third Ward. But here's the deal. Here's the deal, though. They stayed despite a lot of neighbor complaints. It was a lot of neighbor complaints. It was a lot of complaints also with the smoke. O was talking about that smoke piece. Al, shout out my guy Al in the building.
What up? What up? What up?
What's going on?
Chilling, man.
Thoughts about this?
You said what? What are my thoughts about them not owning the building?
Yeah.
Man, I think they have way too good of business acumen not to own the building. I think they don't own the building because the owner has business acumen and don't want to sell in the building. I'm pretty sure they've tried several times to buy that building and has been told no. Hell, if I own the building and they ask me to buy it, hell no, I'm not selling it. Y'all keep doing what y'all doing, and I want a percentage of that revenue. I just think that's business 101. So they probably tried 100 times to buy that building. The owner just not going to sell it. Right. And so think about it from a landlord standpoint. If your tenant does all the improvements, makes the value of your business go up. 2%. I mean, all the improvements, all the build out, they do all of that.
Man.
And it's a thriving business. So they're not going to leave the location. Why would you sell that asset? Right. They're not going to move the location. It's a prime market location. I would never sell that. They just gonna have to open up some other locations and buy them because that dude ain't selling that building, and I don't blame him.
So Al, let me ask you this. Let's just say they signed a 3-year lease in the beginning. What you think documentation they could have had in place to possibly buy the building on their 3rd year of their lease? Like, you think they should have had some options, first right of refusal? What you think?
No, commercial insurance is not like residential, man. Ain't no lease options and all that stuff, man. If you got a popular spot with a lot of traffic, and I don't know any owner that's gonna say, hey, I want to put some verbiage, in the lease that gives me the option to buy it. Now, you could put that if they decide to sell, but just saying, hey, after my end of my lease, I want to buy your building. No. I've had to move several of my insurance locations because I couldn't buy the building. So I went somewhere where I could buy the building, man. Owners, smart landlords don't sell great real estate. They don't. They just don't, man. So I don't see that. I don't see that being them buying that is the option. They just gonna have to open up other locations, or whoever owns it gonna have to open up other locations, and buy those buildings.
Man, that's a tough situation, man. Whew.
Yeah.
So they basically just got to keep renting. Basically, it's like that's a prime location. Everybody know them from that location.
Well, I mean, think about it, man. When they first opened up that location, they didn't know it was gonna be popular like that. If they did, they probably would have tried to buy it. Because I remember when they were on it was on Washington, the restaurant was cool, but it wasn't popping like it is now, right? And sometimes you just don't know what you don't know until you know it, and sometimes it's too late.
Wow,
right, man.
Wow.
What's your thoughts about Turkey Leg Hut? So you've been there a few times.
In reference to the food, be more specific on there. I hopped on about 15 minutes ago.
What's your thoughts about it? Like when you walk in, you taste the food, the environment, the ambiance. What's your Just overall thoughts about it.
Oh man, I think you know, they
Customer
definitely
service.
cooking with some high. I think they're definitely cooking with some high grease. The wait can be a little long, but they do a great job of, unless it's in August and it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, but they do a really good job of having people enjoy the atmosphere, man. I think they do a hell of a job. It was a hangout spot, or I'm saying like it's past tense. It is. I think the food is really, really good. Um, Man, I think it's magical, man. They did a great job of branding the location. Phenomenal food. I've always had a great experience when I've went. It's probably something that I would probably eat maybe twice a year, 3 times at a max. It just it's not the healthiest option, but most great food isn't, right? But they I don't know, a phenomenal business model, man. I just I'm praying for both of them and that they can figure it out, right? And to be um I scratch my head when I see them on so many um gossip
Blog.
blogs. Yeah, man. I'm just like, you're doing something right when you're on a restaurant and you're on gossip blogs, but um let's just focus on the food, man. I don't really what they got going on in their personal life. I just hate it so public,
Yeah, it
right?
shouldn't be public.
Yeah, it shouldn't be public at all. I mean, we cooking we making turkey legs here, right? I mean, what's going on in your private life and your marriage should be in your private life and in your marriage. It shouldn't be for everybody in the public to put comments on, you know?
Mm.
Mm.
I agree. I agree. That's why I like to stay low key myself, man. You gotta
Yeah.
put your personal business out there. That make everything worse because people look at you differently, even if it's true or if it's not true.
But I mean,
Yeah.
they were a front facing business, meaning at the end of the
It
day,
was the face of it.
yeah, they were the face of the business. What's your thoughts on that, Al? Like them being the face of the business, and them being so active in the business. What's your thoughts on that?
I don't have a problem with them being the brand of the business, but when you're the brand of the business, a lot of responsibility comes with that. And depending on the clientele that you're serving, um, it can really a lot of the moves you make will be in the public. And so I don't know, man. That's not. I've always operated to where I just like quiet money. People don't got to know what I own and what I do. But that worked for them because they're getting celebrities. They're anyone that comes into town, it's a destination spot. So I think for their business, it made a lot of sense. I just it's just unfortunate what happened or what's happening or happened in their marriage, right? Because it's gonna be on Front Street, and I don't know if there's any. I mean, they could have handled that privately, but you know, uh, they elected otherwise.
Mm.
So I don't know why they elected to go public with all their business, but
Yeah, I think the lady did first.
I don't know who did what, man. Again, I don't speak on people's relationships, but they went public, and that could have been handled differently, right? But everyone has a reason why they do things, and whoever went public first probably had intentions on going public, right?
Mm.
Because otherwise, why would you do it? It had to be some rhyme or reason for it. People just don't do things just to do it.
It's funny when you think about them being the face of the business, right? Me personally, I believe them being the face of the. Do you believe the face of the business, them being the face of the business, help the business in the sense of a black couple, right, doing good business, providing good food to the community, right, and us as a culture wanting to see a black couple win in business? Do you think any of that helped them in any way? Just thinking about our culture, how we move, how we think from a marketing standpoint.
Listen, man, I gotta give shout out to my frat brother. I look at him as a mentor, Marcus Davis at the Breakfast Club. He the face of his brand, right? Everyone knows he owned Breakfast Club, and he just operated at a certain code. Like he's not gonna be in no mess like that, right? So
is he really though?
Well, I'll say this, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I don't see a lot of negative pub, right? And I think some things you can't prevent from coming public, and some things you can prevent from coming public. So when people get divorced or things of that nature, that ain't really public business, right? Unless you are really trying to make it public.
Yeah.
So I think they got a lot of support because they were a Black Power couple. People wanted to support their business, but let's keep it a bean. They had a phenomenal product. They have a phenomenal product. Whether it's Black owned or not, if your product trash, your product is trash. And their
Yeah.
product was phenomenal, is phenomenal, and it just so happened that they were a powerful Black couple. And I think that just magnitude, people wanted to support them. But you got to have a great product first or a great service first. And I believe they have both, right? I'm going to put both of them in my prayers, man. I'm going to put their business in my prayers. I really hate to see our community go through things like this, and especially when it's so public and all your business is aired out like that, you know?
Well, I mean, I look at it like this: who put the business out there?
That's true. I mean, hey, yeah,
when you put the business out there, it's up for public consumption at that point.
It's gonna take
that's
off
true.
too.
That's true. I said somebody put it out there intentionally, right? So I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
They say the lady put it out there, man. She was getting
they say
verbally abused, man. She wanted people to hear.
Yeah, you put your business out there. Somebody deserves the right to have an opinion at that point.
Yeah.
So, my God. So let's think about this. Let's walk this down. All right. So we got a situation where we have a successful business, consistent. I think the business was worth about how much you saying? Oh,
10 million.
10 million.
10 million.
Right. Malachi said that they actually looked to sell the business, and I'm guessing this was prior to.
I think he might be talking about the building. She tried to sell it years ago. No one wanted to buy it pre-Turkey Leg Hut. Talking about the building.
So even Turkey Leg Hut didn't even want to buy that building. Yeah, he's saying that it was a woman that owned that building. Wow.
Well, you got to realize probably when they got the building, it probably was trash. Like it probably needed 150,000, 200,000 worth of work.
Yeah, it wasn't in shape at all, man. There's a lot of money invested in getting that building where it needed to be.
Might be more than 200,000 because I know the kitchen build out's pretty expensive.
Oh yeah, bro.
That could have been why nobody wanted to buy it, because nobody wants to take the risk and do all that stuff.
Interesting. So let's walk this down, man, because we talked about the success of the business, and now unfortunately we're having to discuss the decline of the business, and it's already been reports that the lines are no longer as long as they once were, right? So the business is not experiencing those wrap around the building lines anymore. Matter of fact, Al, why do you think the lines have started to decline, recently?
Man, it could be a lot of rhyme or reason to that, but if the reports are true, right? I put myself in a woman's shoe. If the reports are true, when I go to a restaurant where there's verbal and physical abuse about part of the owners, that could be part of it. Shit, it could be a lot of reasons, man. But PR, PR is PR, man. When you get good PR, people support you. Like you have one of these food critics come out and say, talk about your food. Well, you come and get blessed if the reviews are good. And then if you have bad PR and if you have one partner beating on another partner, you can expect a lack of support, right? I think in due time, everything will kind of work itself out, right? In reference to, obviously ownership, and the support that the community continues to provide them. I just think as long as you still have a good product, any bad PR can rehabilitate it. It's just gonna take time, man.
Yeah, a lot of people, men or women, not gonna support the
Yeah,
headlines
yeah,
they're gonna put out. Abusive shit.
yeah, man.
People want to stay
I
away
don't
from
want to
that.
be part of that either. I don't.
Yeah, I mean, people will cancel you, bro. Straight up. Look what happened to Will Smith. You know, people don't support bullies, bro. It's just what it is.
Nah, man. I don't.
So,
Yeah.
what's that?
Nah, a lot of people ain't. A lot of people ain't gonna support abusive or women beater. None of that.
And just to be clear, I don't know if it's plenty of reports.
Allegedly.
Yeah. Of him beating her. It was more physical. No, it was more emotional and verbal abuse.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. I don't know what that is.
We don't know if none of this is true. We
don't know if any of this is true. We don't know. And at the end of the day, when you hear something like verbal abuse, I took issue with that initially. I ain't gonna lie to you. I took issue with that because I feel like verbal abuse, although it's still a form of abuse. I feel like that's something that's
a start.
That's a start. But I'm saying like why not take that to counseling?
Shit, they could have tried. We don't know.
Could have tried.
Yeah.
Could have tried.
Here's the crazy thing. Malachi commenting a lot in the comments. Malachi, hop on, man.
Yeah,
I know you up next, right? I almost had a wreck trying to read your comments, bro. Just hop on, man. I'm driving.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely jump on, Malachi. So here's the thing. This is an ugly situation on all fronts because at the end of the day, right, we got a public display of marital dysfunction at the highest level. We talking abuse. We talking financial abuse to a certain degree. We talking misappropriation of funds, taking funds from the business without having any. Matter of fact, you want to share the receipts? You want to share the receipts?
Yeah, this is where the downfall started right here. Once this came out, everybody was trying to figure out what was going on. This came out a year ago. That's a big bill, bro.
$1.3 million grocery bill. So I'm guessing all of those 3,000 turkey legs that they gave away for free. They playing Robin Hood, bro. Yo, what's going on? All right,
bro. So this is January 19 of 2023. So this was a year ago. As y'all noticed,
my God,
it started to go down ever since this negative press. So I know I've been to Houston quite a few times. I didn't see it as busy as it was in 2022. Like it was. Like I didn't see it as busy in 2022. Did you?
No.
I think this was the start of it right here.
This was the start. Negative press. So you got a $1.3 million grocery.
That's a big bill, bro.
That's a big old bill, bro.
That's a huge bill.
Yeah, bro. You're talking about $1 million bill that you literally got probably credit, right? Food on credit, and you just not paying these folk back.
For them to come out and do this, I'm sure it happened multiple times, or it's just because a business like this ain't gonna put their business out there.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. Let's just keep it real. Let's talk business, right? And I would love to get Al's take on this too, because restaurant businesses are probably one of the hardest businesses to run from a profit standpoint. You almost have to be in a situation where you just love the business and you're willing to, keep this thing going because you love it. They do make money. They make money, but a lot of times the profit is not as much. And so what's your thoughts, Al, on how do you think a business gets in a situation where they got a $1.3 million grocery bill, but they're still making a ton of money? What do you think is happening?
It's very easy to get sloppy when revenue's plentiful, right? And when things are tight, that's typically when people are counting every dime, every penny. right? So I think having a CFO to make sure bills get paid, make sure there's an accounting, good accounting practices, right? Making sure that your vendors that you are maybe getting that food on the net 60, net 90, their invoices are getting paid in a timely manner, because that helps with cash flow when you're on a net 30, net 60, net 90. So, you know, um, it could have just been, hey man, people using the business is personal funds. I've seen people do this on a large scale such as this, to a smaller scale where, you using the business to pay for a lot of personal items, right? Without making sure that, and it's ways that you do things, but you got to make sure your business obligations are taken care of first. And whatever the net profit is, then you can obviously have the business pay you as an owner or a partner, for all the personal use, right? So I just think that's probably what it was. Is somebody in the business or multiple people in the business, um, was just using the business as a personal piggy bank. I was.
You
Can you hear me?
you can, yeah, now we can.
Sound like
That's
connected
the
to
only.
Wi-Fi.
Yeah, that's the only way that I can see something like this happening, is that you're commingling funds and you are using business revenue to pay for a lot of personal things, and you look up and something that's kind of gotten by the wayside, and then things like this happen, especially when vendors know what type of revenue you're doing and you're not paying them. That's when lawsuits happen, right?
Wow.
Yeah.
So, it sounds like the classic we good now and we gonna be good later mentality, spending money because it's there, and you look at it as just your own money, and then you find out that no, at the end of the day, you still
Business,
got bills to pay. So it sounds
big
like
deal.
it may be on the back end, the financial systems weren't in
Alive.
place.
Or their team
Yeah.
wasn't right.
So maybe it wasn't a CFO.
Wasn't somebody managing the money besides them. They probably was managing the money.
And probably, and then we also got reports that he was going to the cash register, just pulling money up out of there, or just getting personal checks. Yeah, absolutely. Just getting the
What?
people to write him checks from the business to do personal things with. This is what led to employees not being able to get paid on time, right? And so forth, and also led to a lot of the financial ruin that we witnessing in the news now.
That's terrible. Probably why he got fired.
Probably why he got fired.
Let's play this video real quick, man. Let's see what they got to say.
You got to add it to the stage.
Accused of not paying their grocery bills.
You can hear it?
26's Matt Seedorf first broke this story and is outside the restaurant tonight.
A lot of people surprised by this. We've all seen the lines outside Turkey Hut. This place can be any day, but now they haven't some bills. One of Houston's popular restaurants nationwide.
Houston's most iconic restaurant.
It's all over TikTok.
Yeah, that's how I heard it.
Yeah, so they told us about it. It went viral.
I told you I have to
We've been there for the long lines. Now Turkey Leg Hut being sued more than $1 million accused of not paying their food vendor.
I'm really surprised that they are in this situation, considering that they're pretty busy, high volume restaurant.
The recently filed lawsuit claims Turkey Leg has failed to pay U.S. Foods roughly $85,000 for produce sold, adding as of this date, Turkey Leg owes U.S. Foods almost $1.3 million.
Obviously, there was an agreement signed with the restaurant and that actual distributor. It will make it difficult for him to outsource any other vendor in the city.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying it's a false claim, but it is far-fetched.
Customers here from Houston and beyond learning about the allegations.
I really hope they get it figured out.
Yeah, me too.
It's a really good business from the little short stay that we had. The food was really good.
I don't believe it.
Always rumor, you know, this one said that, she said that, he said that. I don't really believe it. I bet you my paycheck.
You?
I bet my Social Security check.
Cynthia Russell and Haiti Burnett have lived near Turkey Lake Hut for about 50 years. You're not surprised? Why not?
Because these are black owners. There's people, you know. And this neighborhood used to just be for blacks. Yeah. So, if they could make it hard for you, they would.
We tried speaking with someone from Turkey Lake Hut about the lawsuit. $1.3 million.
There's no one here right now that can talk to them.
Okay. A co-owner for the restaurant responding to our Fox 26 web story with this Instagram post saying, check the track record and we have paid taxes, etc. on time. U.S. Foods owed us money for advertising, etc. on trucks, Instagram, and all. It's always three sides to a story, and their side ain't the truth. We also received a statement tonight from U.S. Foods saying that they don't comment on litigations. Reporting on the South Side, Matthew Seedorf, Fox 26 News.
My God. She said she better not check on it, bro.
I'm my Social Security check.
Not the Social Security check, man. You ain't gonna be able to eat, man. So Malachi, you know, we got Malachi in the building. What's your thoughts on this conversation, Malachi? What's your thoughts?
Yeah, man, it's a sad situation. It's a great business, but you hate to see public marital problems put an end to it, and you hate to see the business side, you know, just not handling business and paying bills put an end to it too. And like Al was saying previously, you also hate to see you know, not owning the building and the asset itself as well, even though, you know, you it's not as much you can do about that if you got a smart business owner like the lady is that owns the building that don't want to sell it and realize what you got.
So what you were saying about the building in the beginning, the chat, so everybody can understand what you were saying.
Yeah, so that building, it's a Asian lady that owns the building. It's been in the family for a long time. So what a lot of folks don't realize about Third Ward, the original Chinatown is right outside of downtown. So a lot of the community was owned, you know, by Asian families. Even my house, you know, when my parents bought my house, they bought it from an Asian couple because Chinatown was right there before they relocated out to the west side. So a lot of their real estate is owned by Asian families. We've just always been in the leasing situation there. So that building, she's owned it for a long time. And before the Turkey Leg Hut was there, that side of Alameda wasn't what it is now. It wasn't built out like that. You know, first they hit Edo, and then, you know, changed that to Edo, and then it kind of trickled down to the Third Ward side, to the quote unquote good side of Third Ward over there. You know, it was Scrappy Brown's before that, and before that it was something else, and people had a chance to buy it from her. She was willing to sell back then, but nobody wanted to meet her price. She wasn't, you know, offering a booty butt lowball price, but the building did have some issues. It had some plumbing issues underground and things like that, and you know, the tenant is responsible for all of those leasehold improvements and things. And the laws weren't as good, you know, for writing that stuff off and things like that. So it was a more expensive acquisition at the time. Nobody wanted to buy it. And now, obviously, that Alameda is hidden now. She don't have no reason to sell it. It would be pretty dumb for her to do.
Damn. How much do you think that rent is? I know they're paying a nice penny.
I have no idea. I know nothing about the restaurant game. It ain't cheap though. Not over there.
Mm-mm.
And she got the right to raise it if you're not, you know, if your paperwork ain't good from the beginning and you're not locked into a good long lease, you know, with the right options to renew and things like that.
Y'all think it's over 20,000?
Oh, absolutely. Might
Yeah,
be 30.
I would know what it's hitting for.
I gotta pull comps, but absolutely that rent's not cheap. And you know, some landlords, especially with restaurants, they get a percentage of sales. Right?
What?
Yeah.
Whoa, break that down.
Yeah, like shop. Yeah, exactly. Hey, that's negotiable, right?
What?
I mean, I don't know. Let me stop. That lady can be watching this and getting ideas. Let me stop. This lady can be watching this and getting ideas, man.
And
on a restaurant,
when you say,
they get a base and a percentage. Oh, go ahead, Malachi.
No,
Go ahead.
I was just gonna ask Al. Wouldn't you say this is a prime reason to have someone like you or a commercial real estate agent negotiate this stuff from the jump? So when your business do get to popping, you got the right stuff in your contract to not get taken advantage of.
Man, I've seen so many people get taken advantage of because they don't understand that, a commercial lease has a lot of moving parts, and it's completely different than a residential lease where, frankly, tenants have way more rights. Residential tenants have way more rights than commercial tenants. So it is not uncommon for a landlord, especially you see this in major shopping centers where they want a percentage of sales. It might be small, but that stuff add up over time, right? And I don't know what type of lease they have, but based on the square footage, the patio, and all those things, it's probably a pretty hefty commitment for sure. And when you have that much revenue coming through the door and you've been there that long and that location established, it's really hard to pick up and leave, you know? So I don't know what the rental terms are, but I know it ain't cheap. That's a fact.
And another thing about that, they moved in there after 2017 when the tax laws changed. So after that, technically, all of those leasehold improvements, every dollar they put into that building to make it better, they could have wrote all of that off in the first year and been riding the wave of that to pay no tax going forward.
Yeah, I don't even know if they know all that. If they mishandling money.
I got a question. I got a question for you guys, but I want to ask the ladies in the chat because this is important. D put, I would rather have 50% of a thriving business than get 100% of a failing one. Keep business and personal separate for your own benefit and legacy of the brand. Right. This is powerful because I want to know, ladies, real quick, are you going public with verbal abuse, right? Which could potentially ruin your legacy, brand, and business simultaneously, just to prove a point to somebody that you pissed off at the moment at. I want to know, are the ladies, are you going public with this situation, or are you going to handle this thing private, keep the business running, right? And work out some type of percentile agreement to work funds with. What is y'all take on this? I want to know. And then while we get the ladies' opinion on this in the chat, Malachi, what's your take on this? What's your take on publicly destroying the brand and legacy of your business? When here's the thing, and it's different. Now, I ain't gonna say it's completely different, but it's a little different when you have a company, let's say like Apple or Amazon, right? We know Jeff Bezos, but we could care less about Jeff Bezos. Amazon is Amazon. Apple is Apple. A lot of people don't even know that Steve Jobs is the guy over Apple no more. Like that's old. Like if I was to go to a lot of the people, the teenagers that's picking up iPhones right now, they don't even know who Steve Jobs is, right? But when you turkey leg hut and the logo of your business is a family business. That's what the logo and branding of it is. How would you approach this from a PR standpoint if you are being verbally abused, not physically abused that we know of, allegedly, but verbally abused? How are you handling this situation? What's your take on it?
So my take is this. I have a rhetorical question. What is your emotional peace worth to you? What dollar value would you assign to
that?
Infinite. I need my emotional peace to be intact.
I need my emotional peace.
Okay, so it can take priority over money, right?
It can. But here's the thing, though.
Right. So I'm saying that's really the answer. So I may have a thriving, booming business, but if it's attached to a person I don't want nothing to do with, nothing to be around, and I don't have my emotional peace, then what is it really worth that I have all this money and things from the business? So she could have been at that point, and if you're at that point, you're at that point. I can't really say what point that should be for somebody. But I would say no matter what you have, how much money, how much stuff you have, if you can't go to sleep well at night, you don't have no emotional peace, it don't really matter.
I'm gonna say I disagree with Malachi, and here's what and let me be more specific on what I disagree with. I agree that everyone has to have their emotional peace, right? If you can't sleep at night, that's not healthy, right? And if you're anxious and you don't have anything to address that anxiety, things build and fester. So I agree with him on that. I just disagree with how it was handled. Everything that happened could have happened privately. Restraining orders privately. If he wasn't on the entity documents, that's even easier, right? Everything that happened literally could have happened without a public announcement. And you let your attorneys handle that. You let the authorities handle that. There's nothing that she did that she couldn't have done privately to where it doesn't, is it still going to have an impact on the business? Yes, but it's just not so in the public eye, unless she wanted it in the public eye. And if that's the case, then she had her own intentionality behind it. But it's obviously impacting the business negatively. My thoughts on it.
Yeah, I mean, that's a hell of a perspective, because at the end of the day, when you have a business that is, public facing, meaning you are the brand, and you have to know that when you out somebody, for whatever the reason may be, you will destroy this business and brand. And you got to understand, destroying a business, a lot of people look at it from the aspect of, okay, I just destroyed a business. Do you know how much it takes to if you're going to end a business correctly, which a lot of people don't, right? Some people they allow the debts to just pile up and it just goes crazy, and then they just file bankrupt, right? And it just is what it is. But if you do it the correct way, right, that means you got a lot of outstanding debts. You have employees that need to be taken care of. You have, it's just tons of things. Like, a lot of times people think that you can just walk away from these things and just get up and leave, but it ain't that simple. There's a lot of moving parts in businesses, a lot of things that happen on a machine-like basis that continue to need assistance. So you just can't walk away like that, right? Payroll, you got all kind of just stuff, So is it responsible, because I'm feeling a way, right, to jeopardize not only my livelihood, but the livelihood of potentially employees, stakeholders, vendors, right? All because I feel a way about my husband today. Is that responsible? I want to hear Malachi's take on that.
I wouldn't necessarily say it's responsible, but it's a benefit of ownership to be able to do what you want, despite how it impacts others, and that happens across all industries.
What's your thoughts about that, B?
I want to know your thoughts.
I gotta keep that at the house, man. I don't like public stuff anyway, though. You know what I'm saying? I don't like public relationships, none of that, because it take one small thing to go bad. It could hurt your pockets. You know what I'm saying? And they don't even have to be bad. If she want to set you up and say you did something and you really didn't, everybody believes that you did it. Like, it's so many times we see men get in trouble saying they raped a lady, they hit a lady. Just, it could be anything. The guy's done. Yeah, you gotta look at these actors. As soon as something come out, all their deals get dropped fast. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want no parts of it. Like, look at Diddy. I believe he did it, but all the stuff going down.
Wow.
Yeah, to be clear, I don't like public drama and things being out in the public. I'm just saying, look at any business, major companies, real estate, people selling their real estate when they decide they want to cash out and sell to somebody else. Like, the ownership of the owner of a company deciding to cancel a company, doing what's best for them is normal. To me, I just think it shows the benefit and why it's necessary to be an owner yourself, to where you're not beholden to anybody else but the customer for things like that.
For me, it shows, man, it's really important to have wise counsel, right? Never, and I know it's easier said than done, man. I know it's easier said than done because sometimes we get so caught up in emotion. We make decisions that we wish we can take back. And what I've learned over the years is that when you make decisions out of emotions, it's typically always the wrong decision, right? And so if there's guidance, if there's some type of board or team that could have provided some guidance on how do we, obviously separate the private life and the marriage without impacting how the business is running. And I know that's really tough when you got two people that's a part of the brand. But if all the stuff that's coming out is if it's true, meaning he's not on the entity paperwork because of his background, his felony background, then legally it's really easy to separate the two. Real easy, to be honest. You just get your attorney to handle that and just call it a day and just write a check and just sever ties, right? So it's easy to say if I was in that situation, I would handle it different. Or if my wife was in that situation or daughter was in that situation, because I have a wife and daughter, I'm thinking, how would that situation be handled? But when you have a multi-million-dollar business that frankly can be inherited by your kids, sometimes you have to, not sometimes, all the times, you have to make decisions that's best for the family and what's best for your children. And that is, if the marriage is not healthy and there's no reconciliation, you can't resolve it, then get out of it. You got to have your emotional and physical peace, right? So get out of it. But the way that things were structured, she could have easily gotten out of it and kept maybe lowered some of this public pushback or blowback, I would say, in reference to people not supporting the restaurant like they used to. That's just my thoughts on it.
So let's highlight a few things though, real quick, because I want to speak kind of from her perspective, right? I know that she mentioned that she was fearful, right? She was fearful. She feels he was a narcissist and a sociopath, right? These are her words, right? Oh, is that what she kind of alluded to? And she, was fearful of him maybe retaliating, right? So let's talk about it. Oh, let's talk about what she talking about. What she say?
Accusations of abuse against her soon-to-be husband. I don't have the Instagram post, but she made a post. Husband and wife duo behind a turkey-leg hut is calling quits. Nikita Price announces that on her Instagram she was divorcing Lindell on accusations of abuse. The power couple behind Turkey Leg Hut, one of the most popular, controversial restaurants, is getting a divorce. Nakia Holmes is filed for divorce from Lynn Price back in May. According to court documents, on Tuesday, Black Enterprise reported Holmes released a statement via Instagram announcing that divorce and accusing her soon former partner of abuse. The world thinks he's a man who stands on business, but y'all are sadly mistaken. The man that me and my children know is cruel, abusive emotionally, mentally, and completely void any emotion. Holmes wrote in a post on her account, which is set to private. This is it right here. Damn. This her words. This ain't allegedly. This is it.
What she say? Can you zoom it in?
Let me see if I can make it bigger. That's not her though.
Oh, that's not her.
That is. I guess that's an old profile. Slim's well. I don't know how to make it big. I'm gonna have to share. You can share it. I'm gonna send you the link.
Yeah, send me the link.
You know how to make it big on your computer?
Yeah. I'm gonna zoom that joint in. But here's the thing. At the end of the day, verbal abuse, right? I can't speak to what levels of abuse deserve whatever. But what I can say is, what if she was fearful, Al, of threat, and she felt like her safety, right, was in putting it out to the public, right? Because at the end of the day, probably was a safety.
I mean, hey, I can't knock that. You gotta do whatever you need to do. I can't fault her for that if that's how she felt. You gotta do what you feel that's right, that's gonna protect you and your family. If that's how she felt, listen, I don't have no pushback on that whatsoever. Because at the end of the day, safety is more important than income. Safety is more important than revenue. You can always rebuild back what you lost or what you lose. But if you feel your life's threatened, you gotta do what you gotta do, and not worry about the fallout, so you can protect you and yours.
Bam Bam said that she wanted the world to hate him as she does. That's why she went public.
Well, you got to look at it from a few different aspects, bro. She could have been dealing with this for years. You don't know that. And her just feeling safe and mentally all together, that's more important than all this money, business, and all that. Like she could have want to kill herself. You never know. She could have been hurting the kids or on the verge of hurting the kids, hurting her. Maybe she just wanted to exit. Like most women, you gotta be proud of her, because most women not gonna do that. They just go sit in it and just live a miserable life.
What's your take on this, Malachi?
Byron, that link in the chat too.
Okay. Man, I'm from the outside looking in. I have no idea what's going on, but I just say whatever you feel you need to do for your emotional well-being is safety. And you know what's going on. We don't. It don't matter how it look to other people. You do what's best for you. And when you're the owner, you can do that without being impacted. So go be an owner. You can do the same thing. If Al wanted to shut down his State Farms today because it's best for him and his family, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure Al's gonna make that decision, right?
Yeah, I don't. That wouldn't be best for the family, but I get what you said, Malachi. I totally get what you said. Again, I'm not in her head. I'm not in her environment. I'm not in her space. We don't know what happened, but everyone has a right to protect their emotional and physical well-being. And if being in that marriage put that in harm's way, she has every single right to do what she needed to do, right? And vice versa. If this was him having these accusations, same thing, right? It's a lot of men in verbally and physically abusive relationships that don't speak out. That don't speak out. They just take it, right?
Yeah. So let's keep it real. If she was a male going through the same thing, we would have never heard about it. We wouldn't even know it existed.
What are you talking about?
I'm just saying, if the roles were reversed in most situations, we would have never heard about it. Look at all of everything that Will Smith going through, and we've never we don't.
We just heard about it though.
Yeah, and we didn't even hear about it from him. We heard about it from her. Like, what the hell? Like, like we heard about her cheating on her man from her. That's crazy.
That's disrespectful, dog.
But I'm just saying, like, the difference in how I guess men view situations like this is very stark. It's a very stark difference, because men typically will put the business first. Typically, they will kind of highlight what I guess the most, what benefits the overall. Sometimes some men will burn the bridge, right, and then be confused about how to get back across the water. Like, some men will do that too, but in most cases, I would say men don't. Right, so that's why I wanted to kind of get the perspective from the women, and maybe she felt like she was in a situation where she had to burn the bridge, right, And she didn't care about getting across the water again. She just built another bridge. I don't know. But this is what she said. Sims World, I've been quiet for so long and I can no longer hold my silence. This is war that I've been fighting behind closed doors, all the while pretending to the world that everything is perfect. It's too much to bear. I am living in hell on earth. The abuse, the manipulation, the lies, the deceit, the gaslighting, the narcissism have become unbearable. The world thinks he's a man who stands on business, but y'all are sadly mistaken. The man that me and my children know is cruel, abusive, emotionally, mentally, and completely void of emotion. From the time we wake up till the time we close our eyes each night, we are literally in a fight for our peace and sanity. I can admit that I've played my part in hindering and hiding his behavior. But today, I'm finally choosing me. I'll die behind this truth and I'll lose everything to finally have peace. She said enough right there. Oh. She said, I'll lose everything. She said, I'll die behind this truth. I'll lose everything to finally have peace. I brought light to his life while he came into mine to destroy not only me, but all who love me. I'm finally closing this chapter, but I know the battle is about to commence and I'm ready. I know after I win this war, I'll finally have my peace. My God, boy, she says, there are so many more chapters to my story, but this one is officially closed. I'm going to need all the support I can get, but I also know God has, and it cuts off.
This is
Probably
November
has my
6th,
back.
2023.
Yes, 2023, November 6th. And, you know,
a few months later, gets fired.
Yeah. And she says she's finally validating what the world already knew. Long post alert. So at the end of the day, from what it sounds like, she knew that she was going to burn down the bridge. She was okay with burning down the bridge. And I want to know, ladies, what's y'all thoughts?
Yeah, what the ladies at?
She said she should have written the book. We don't.
I think she is writing a book.
To know this.
Yeah,
the book would have been dope, huh? She could have went on Oprah and everything. Oprah would have played.
She probably is though. It'd be smart for her to write a book.
At this point, yeah, she probably pay some of them lawsuits.
Hell yeah.
You know, Trump just came out with a shoe to help pay for his lawsuit.
Oh, that boy is crazy.
You know how much he's selling for?
Man, they sell it for like 300, bro. Like, let me see.
No. 3,000, boy. The resale.
What? No way.
Yeah, 2,000, 3,000.
I thought it was like 300 and something.
That's the original price.
It says Trump Hawks $3.99 branded shoes. So you must be talking about the after.
The resale. Not too many people can get the original drop. Is the resale.
Ooh.
Now here's the question: if a man came out asking for support, would he get it?
No,
hell no. Or would he get laughed at?
He would get laughed at. People would think he was weird. To be honest, soft, weak, weird, no support, bro. Shut up, go sit down somewhere.
No backbone.
Yeah, no backbone. What kind of man is
no male figure in his life? Raised by all women, you know. That's just how it is, though.
This is crazy. Yeah. So,
turkey leg still hitting though. I went the other day. They still on point.
They still got it together.
Hey man, as long as they got some employees to serve the food, that's all that matters.
Yeah, they need the employees. The Trump shoe, they got it right here. Trump done dropped him a shoe. Trump Hawk $3.99 branded shoe at the sneaker con after a day after the judge ordered him to pay $355 million, bro, in a lawsuit against him. My God. My God, man, let me tell you. Yeah, that's real talk. So, man, listen, we're gonna break this down because we got a lot to unpack on this. Because I really wish some of the ladies would join the discussion today.
Join the discussion, man.
I wish some of the ladies could join in on this because it says women would support. What women would support? Women would not support a male in an abusive situation. I hope you ain't making that.
Hey, so about the LLC docs, I was looking for them. I couldn't find them. So she's on it and he's not.
She's on the LLC docs. He's not on the LLC docs.
That's from what I hear.
So what is y'all thoughts about that? Let's talk about that. Because that's, at the end of the day, if your name not on it, you ain't no owner. So
you're not no owner.
My thought is this is a community property state, so it don't matter if your name ain't on that.
He got some legal. She can legally fire him out of the business, but he's going to have a stake in the equity in the company because, again, Texas is a common law state, and I don't know how long they've been married, but he's going to have a, he's going to get paid. He's going to get paid, but I'm going to be praying for him. I didn't read that IG statement that she made. That was powerful. For someone willing to sacrifice their entire brand, lose it all for peace. If it feels as though she's been going through some things, and I'm one of perspective, man. Yeah, I'm one of perspective. What if for those that have daughters, what if your daughter was in a situation like that?
Yeah, let's talk about that. Al, what would you advise your daughter? You put a lot of investments into your daughter. What would you tell her in this situation?
Good question.
It's not. Well, one, I would get my daughter out of that situation, and I'll be willing to lose it all too to protect my family. So if my daughter was in an abusive relationship or marriage and my daughter's life is at risk, then I'm dad. I'm going to put my life at risk. That's just what it is. I'm putting everything I have at risk to protect me and mine. So I don't, everyone would handle that situation differently. But whenever my daughter does get married, I'm making it evidently clear that you're never going to put your hands on my daughter because you don't have to answer to me, period. Right? That's just kind of what it is. So I hate that she was put in that situation. I hate that if that was her marriage environment, then it sucks, man. All you can do is really pray for people and for situations like that, right? But that message which was heartfelt. She put it out there for everybody to know. And, it sounds like she was protecting them for a very, very long time and looked the other way, right? And so that's just not a healthy way to live. So I'm glad she found the truth.
Al and his thug line brothers, they'll all be in jail.
Here you go, man. Stop it, man.
Gang.
I'm not gonna lie, man. Seems like he put it through a lot, bro. And I heard other things too. But, allegedly, we don't know how true it is. Messing with the workers at the job. You know what I'm saying? Shay said he may have a kid with somebody that worked at the restaurant.
My God.
So, that's that's lack of respect for himself. You know what I'm saying? So that's a lot of different things, man. Like, you the owner of the business, but you having sexual relations with the servers? Come on, man.
Where you hear that at? Oh, I didn't. I don't know what. I don't know what.
It's allegedly. I don't know. That's what Shay said. I'm just reading the chat.
Oh my gosh!
But I heard that he was messing with some of the workers like years ago, like 2 years ago. Have you heard that, Byron?
Yeah, I've heard things like that. That right there, bro.
Well, that's a huge no-no.
Huge no-no.
That's embarrassing. Like she go there every day. You know what I'm saying? She gotta think like, who is he talking to right now? That's hard to deal with as a woman. That's just as anybody.
Bruh. That right there, I believe that right there would make a woman want to burn the bridge, bro. and not care how
I go
like
down.
who get hurt. Like, yo,
Yeah.
that product right there, because we talking about verbal abuse and all these other allegations of abuse. That's hard to quantify, right? You can easily quantify if somebody physically abused you, but verbal abuse is very subjective, right? We don't know, what somebody's verbal abuse shows up as, but when you talk about cheating on a woman, bro, with the people that are working in that environment, if that was taking place,
she
bro,
probably hired,
bro, that she is paying, that money that she works for is paying this woman's bills, brother. Let me tell you something. That is eternal beef, bro. Yeah,
that's bad.
Yeah. That's eternal beef, and that's here's the thing, bro. This success thing, this money thing, man. Let me tell you, you have to be a different level of discipline. I'm just speaking to entrepreneurs at this point. You have to be a different level of discipline. The more money you make, right? The more money you make, the more people you lead, you have to move different. And so a lot of times, that's why it goes back to, I've been kind of keeping up with that Funny Willis thing, and we're going to talk about that. We're going to definitely talk about that. I've been listening to it, right? And Funny Willis is the lady that is prosecuting Trump right now. Trying to prosecute Trump. And she was mentioning how, I was watching a testimony, she was talking about how she's lonely, right? She's lonely, right? She's at the top of her career, right? And I can tell you right now, the higher you go up, whether it's in a corporate environment or the higher you go up financially, you get lonelier and lonelier. Your peers and the people you can look to as peers become more and more sparse, on top of the fact that it's hard to find real friends in real life, period, no matter who you are, right? No matter who you are. But when you tack on like these higher levels of responsibility, it just gets lonely. And your level of discipline has to be high.
On point, yeah.
Extremely on point. Because your flesh is going to tell you to do some things that can truly ruin everything that you built within one day.
You got to realize when you at the top, they always got somebody trying to bring you down. And they come in multiple different ways, bro. It could come in women, it could come in partnership, it could come in money, it could come in all kind of stuff.
Al, what's your take on that, man? Being in a situation that you've run a business successfully and you've had to interface with men, women, right? I'm pretty sure, right? I don't even have to, I just know the nature of how this stuff look. I'm pretty sure you've had all kind of advances. I'm pretty sure you've been in situations where your integrity could have been compromised if you had partaken in some of the things that were offered to you, right? And a lot of times these things, here's the thing, and I'm just keeping it real, and I know the chat is probably going to try to destroy me in this, when I make this statement, but I'm just keeping it real. A lot of the things that we hear about that shows up as rape, and all of these crazy things like 20 years later, a lot of times be advances made by the people who are making those same accusations. Can we keep it real? So Al, what's your take on this discipline thing?
Man, the more success anyone has, the more temptation you're going to have at your disposal. That's just period. I think it's human tendency to like status, like power, like influence. And when you have those things, again, temptation is going to run rapid. And so for me, man, I keep my circle small. I don't put myself in situations where, anything can be questionable, or anything that's going to disrespect my wife or disrespect our marriage. I'm going to try like hell not to put myself in those situations. And if for whatever reason you're in a situation, you got to make a decision, is it worth putting my family on the line for this moment of pleasure, right? And for me, the answer is always a resounding no. And I'm not judging a man or a woman for their transgressions because that's not me. That's God, and obviously God, no, we're not perfect. But I've always found solace into having a small group of friends that hold me accountable to being a godly man, hold me accountable to being a Christian, hold me accountable to being an elite business leader, right? When you're able to show discipline, when you're giving a little, God will bless you with a lot. And so I've been blessed with a lot. I'm not saying that I'm perfect, but my family is the reason why I go at the pace that I go at, and decisions that I make is for my last name. So I'm not. It's easy for me. It's not challenging to make sure I'm going to always make my family proud, make my team proud, the people that I lead proud, my community proud, by trying to make the best decisions possible. And I think putting yourself in situations where if you are weak in the flesh, don't put yourself in those situations, right? And so that's kind of really been a catalyst for my success, is that if someone has a sweet tooth, it probably doesn't make sense for you to be in the candy store. Or if someone has excessive drinking, it probably doesn't make sense for you to hang out in bars and lounges. So it's about knowing what you're weak at, what you're tempted, and making sure that you do your best to not put you in those situations where you can make bad decisions, right? And so that's just kind of my 2 cents on it, Byron. That's
what does that
helped
look
me
like
stay.
though? What does that look like? What does you being that guy, right, look like when you get that advance potentially, right? How are you curving that advance?
You're gonna laugh when I say this. I get several advances. Whatever event, seminar, and here's my line that I always say.
What that pivot look like?
You know what? I appreciate your interest. I'm happily married. I love my wife and I love my daughter, but I got an identical twin that looks just like me.
I've heard that one in real life.
And you've heard that in real life.
I've heard that in real life.
You heard that in real life. I have an identical twin. Because you even said, "Are you good?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good." I have an identical twin that looks just like me, and he's single. Let me give you an introduction. Right? So, obviously a lot of people don't have that option, but I do. And so, it works 100% of the time. And my brother's really grateful for it too.
Appreciate that, bro. Appreciate that.
That's a quick alley right there.
That's a fact.
Okay.
So you got to be strong-willed, to be successful. That's women or men. Because you can get advanced.
It goes both ways. It goes both ways, man. It definitely goes both ways. And so,
what about in the work environment? Have you dealt with that?
Like the work way?
In your business employees?
Nah, man. My staff and I don't play those games. I got way too much to lose, bro. I got cameras in every room but the bathroom. I don't play those games. Right?
Byron got it too.
Yeah.
At all. Nope.
Oh no, you ain't coming over no stories, bro. I got recordings. So tell me this. Speak to why do you put cameras in every room? What's the rationale behind that? Or speaking to this specific subject?
It's to protect everybody, man. It's to protect my staff. We deal with a lot of customers. So if a customer coming here sideways, I'm not saying that it happened. Well, I'm not saying that it's never happened, but you have some times where customers may have a disagreement, right? Maybe on a claim situation or something like that. And we don't make claims decisions. I just have handled the claims, right? That's why you have a claims department. I don't, and so want to protect my staff, from customers, and or from other staff members, and then also to protect me. It's to protect everybody, right? It's about being fully transparent, right? We also, I don't like it, but at one of our locations, we take more cash payments than I would like. So, when you have cash, you have customers, you have a lot of staff, you have interactions, anything that's heavily regulated like a bank or an insurance practice, you should have cameras. That's just the cost of doing business. It's about being prudent. And so for me, that just helps me manage a lot of things. Right. And when people know that's that's there, it can be looked at a moment's notice. That just really helps alleviate a lot of could be and would be issues.
Well, I want to say this, we're talking about ownership, right? And the fact that, we just found out the Turkey Leg Hut does not own they don't own their establishment, which sucks. I wish they did, but I know you need to be,
No equity.
No equity. I know that you need to be you need to own some equity, right? In the properties that you're dealing with. And, and right now we are witnessing interest rates go up, right? We're witnessing, mortgage rates go up. I don't know if the interest rates have went up. Maybe Malachi, no. Malachi, did the interest rates go up? Did the Fed increase interest rates?
They haven't announced that they increased yet.
Okay. But I know the mortgage rates did slightly go up because they did not drop the rate. So I'm guessing the mortgage rates, they had a opposite effect. But anyway, look, man, this is a real thing. And the only way that you can really combat that, in my opinion, is to figure out an offensive approach. You need an offensive approach. We don't want to be defensive, right? We don't want to play the game from defense. We want to be on the offensive side. And the only way to do that, right, is to make sure that you're checking in with some of our sponsors. Like we have the Peel method. You know what I mean? So if you're looking to learn more about how to play offense with your mortgage, then you need to definitely check out the Peel method. We're gonna roll this video real quick. Let's roll this video real quick. And I want to talk about this on the other side. This is critically important. If you want to get your savings and earnings report, just to kind of see exactly where you stand on some of these things, definitely tap in after you listen to this particular commercial from my sponsor.
Listen to me, y'all. But one of his mentees took us through one of their programs, and I paid off my mortgage. But guess what happened? My marriage went to a whole nother level. And you know why? Because my wife is a security freak. And even when I blew up, my wife would be like, oh, you blew up, but how long is you gonna keep making this kind of money? I was like, I don't know, forever. She's like, you sure? Because I'm gonna keep my license as a nurse just in case you don't. So when I paid the house off, my boy was like, you ain't gotta do that, you can do this. But when I paid the house off using that program, it took the stress level all the way down for my wife because we no longer had a mortgage. Does that make sense? That thing that was coming every month, that was getting on her nerves, we didn't have that no more. And so she was at rest.
Check out ice10k.com. That's ice10k.com to get your free savings and earnings report. This is critically important. We're talking about ownership. Ownership matters, right? A lot of the issues that I believe that we're discussing today in terms of what some of the faults were, and we're going to talk about that for the remainder of the show. What can we do as business owners to put ourselves in the most favorable position when doing business, right? Because listen, Turkey Leg Hut did a lot of things right, but they also made a lot of mistakes. And we're going to talk about how you are not going to put yourself in a situation where you make some of these mistakes. We got to learn from these people. This is a learning opportunity, not a bashing opportunity. We want to learn. So what are some of the major things, let's just kind of pass this thing around. I think got something he wants to share real quick.
Dun, dun, dun.
What this is right here.
See it right at the top. Turkey Leg Hut co-founder Lynn Price dismissed amid financial mismanagement allegations. So this is the beginning. I know like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, a lot of employees said they haven't been getting paid 2-3 weeks. This is before he got fired. This came out I think February 6th, I believe. Yeah, February 6th. So in Sutton, Turn of events: a turkey leg hut, a staple Houston's culinary, has fired its co-owner Lynn Price. Admits allegations of financial mismanagement. A statement obtained by Fox 26 Houston. Nikita Price, Lynn's estranged partner and co-owner of the restaurant, detailed the turmoil within the establishment, citing potential financial mismanagement that led to a comprehensive review of the company's finances and subsequent delay in payroll of 2-week period. That's a long time, bro. What y'all thoughts about that before I even go any further? When your employees ain't happy, business will go down.
Oh, that's a fact. And it's going to go down like a torpedo. You hear me?
Yeah, sound like a line of credit would have been real nice right there.
Do you think a line of credit would be easier to get if they own the building?
Well, they can get a line of credit on their deposit.
Yeah, you can get a line of credit on your receivables, man. They can easily get a receivables line of credit.
Yeah, the line of credit should be easy, but real quick, I want to make sure we don't get, like, we keep mentioning that they didn't own the building, and it would be ideal to own it, but I don't want people to think like you shouldn't have a business in a place if you can't own the building. Like if Chick-fil-A wants to come give me a franchise right now, I'm not gonna own it. I'll happily take it. Or if Al want to give me a State Farm, I won't own it, but you'll take it, right, Al? And then you'll flip that money into something you do own. So it's okay to be leasing and making bread and then go get some ownership with that bread of something else. That's fine. You know, if you don't own the building, it's still all right.
So I think Malachi made an excellent point, right? So Chick-fil-A and State Farm have very similar models, whereas Chick-fil-A, you're doing like a profit share with Chick-fil-A. They pay your expenses, pay the marketing, pay the rent. They own all the equipment, and then whatever the net operating income is, y'all split it. So if a Chick-fil-A franchise netted $2.5 million for the year, well, the owner's going to split that with Chick-fil-A. State Farm model is very similar in the sense that we don't own the customer data, right? We can own everything else, can own the building, but we don't own the data, which is, for insurance, that is the most valuable part of it, is the customer data. However, we do own the cash flow from the business. We do have a lifelong contract that can only be severed from, basically doing fraudulent stuff, right? That, or, you decide that you want to do something else. And so me knowing that, I make it a habit to own everything else. And it's been a blessing of my family and I, to where we've been able to own a lot of stuff. And so we don't own the data, but we own the cash flow that comes from that data. And with that cash flow, we go out and buy assets that we own and control and things of that nature. So when we look at the turkey leg hut, yeah, they don't own the building, but they own the business. They own the clientele, and they can go out and buy buildings that they do own. I don't think the answer is moving that location. I think that location is branded. However, they're making enough money to where they could have went out and brought additional locations and expanded their empire. I do feel that they would have the processes to keep the product and not go down by opening up multiple locations. They could also franchise it. There are a lot of things that they can do to monetize that model because they have a phenomenal product. So if I was running that business, I would have locations all over the city. I would probably start franchising it and creating my own Chick-fil-A, a franchise of turkey leg cuts, and open them all up over the nation. It's way more money when you're able to scale to that magnitude than just focusing on one store. I'll take, 10 to 15 to 20% of 500 locations than 100% of one location. That's my perspective, though.
To be fair, I want to highlight this real quick, and I want to get Malachi's take on that same question. And I talked to you about this yesterday, Al. The difference with them is they're heavily present in their business, meaning they are there, right? And I don't know if when you're that present in a business, how well does it scale to other locations or multiple locations when you But they're all the
present at
time
those
in
other
order
locations.
to make that machine work. You know, like it's not contingent on the systems you have in place or some type of management you have in place. It's contingent on you being there and making sure everybody is doing right by all things. What's your take on that? And I want to get Malachi's take on it.
Well, you ever heard of kitchen and cocktails? And if you haven't, you will. Right?
I heard it.
Kitchen and cocktails. They're open. I believe they are opening up a location in downtown Houston. They have one in Dallas. They have one in Chicago. They're opening up one in Atlanta, New York. They found out how to make it work. And I don't want to say the model is similar because it's not. Because they sell, but it's basically Cajun food, right? And phenomenal food, phenomenal experience. My wife and I went there this weekend in Dallas when we had a break from the volleyball tournament. Live DJ. Everyone having a good time. Multicultural event, but it's Black owned, and they're opening up locations all over the U.S. I've met
Husband
the owner
and
one
wife?
time. No. It's just one guy. When you get a chance, Google it. Kitchen and cocktails, right? And phenomenal business model, and you will see this spread all over the U.S. If I could invest in it, I would. I would probably write whatever they would take. That's how much I believe in the model. The food's phenomenal. It's expensive, but I've never went in there and seen it empty. I've always seen it busy, and I've always seen it be aligned. Whether I go on a Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, it's always lit in there. And so the model that they're doing can be scaled. You just have to have people that you believe in, people that you're going to empower, because it's proven a fact, man. Other restaurants have scaled. Chick-fil-A has scaled. So why can't they do it? Right? That's just a fact. They just choose to be present, and I agree that's helped with their brand, but they can scale that. It's turkey legs, bro. It's turkey legs. They can scale it.
Malachi, what's your take?
Well, first I have a question. Al, is the owner of Kitchen and whatever is that a noob?
You know what? I don't know, but
Okay,
more
because
likely,
you seem like you like it, so I was just double check. I gotta have a caveat with you to make sure.
You know what? I'll text my
I'm
boy that
messing.
is a noob. That's his client. I'll find out if you're a noob or not. I'll let you know in 2 minutes. I don't know though, but the
Okay.
food's amazing. It might be
Okay.
because the food's so good. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, the as far as them being present, like I think it's real scalable because their presence to me, especially for Lynn, mainly seemed to be from the branding side. Like I didn't think they needed to be physically there, to make it pop like that. But the branding, I think that branding is scalable and translatable to any location. I actually think the branding, them being as present on social media branding wise was a big benefit, especially for all the celebrities and individuals, that were rocking with them because of that. And those were nationwide people.
I think they could definitely scale it for all the relations they have, the branding they have. They got relations with so many celebrities. They could open one in Dallas and have like 3-4 celebrities there, for the first 3 weeks.
And every time they
what I'm saying?
went on the they were doing the road trips where they take the trucks to different cities and things like that, and they were booming on those select weekends that they went.
Yep. Open one in Miami. Probably partner with Rick Ross, but that thing would go, bro.
Yeah,
would be. He with him with the car shows, going back
That's
to the
it.
branding and linking up with people.
That's what I would do. I would partner with the celebrities in that city. Give them like 20-30%. Shit, they
I don't even think he needs to do that. I don't think he needs to do that.
Hey,
man, it's a destination. People flying to Houston they don't fly to Houston just to go there, but when they come to Houston, they go there. It's part of their trip.
It's on the bucket list.
It's on a bucket list. I obviously feel pretty strongly they can open up one in Atlanta, DC, LA, Chicago,
Philadelphia.
Yeah. They're gonna be fine.
They could, but let's get back to the reality of the situation. Malachi, do you think Turkey Leg Hut is dead as a result of them firing Lynn? Let's keep it real.
I don't know. I don't know, man. It's gonna be tough. I went there. I knew about it because of Lynn, because I'm in the area. He seemed to be the brand to me. So it's gonna be tough.
Well, he's always there. She's there too, but he's religiously there.
Yeah, but
I don't think I've ever been.
I'm saying everyone, all of my friends. So I went to school at Morehouse. We got friends that live everywhere. Everybody that came to Houston wanted to go to the turkey leg hut and the main reason was because of their social media presence because of Lynn.
So basically, you could probably start him a whole new restaurant. Probably take the audience. I ain't gonna say take the audience because all the allegations against him, but he could just do it again because he has their brand.
I think he understands the business, bro. But starting something as big as Turkey Leg Hut, Get Magic, bro. You gotta understand a lot of the magic, I believe, right, is a part of the brand, bro. He's from before all of this came out. In my mind, he was a family man, happily married, black love, integrity. You know what I'm saying? He treated his wife like a queen. She always looked good, presented herself well to the public. And you wanted to see this black family win. So I think, it's easy to say that you can potentially just start over, but I don't think it's that simple. I don't. You don't get that magic, those magical moments all the time, bro. Like you have businesses that fail every single day with great food and great customer service. Like,
I think it's possible. It maybe be a little harder, but you got to realize he know a lot of people, man. He got a lot of connections.
Yeah, he still got over 200,000 followers on IG. The last post they put up about making some crawfish got like hundreds of thousands of views, and everybody talking about, let me come buy some, So his branding and social media presence is off the chain.
We got to realize that the space that we're in with social media, bad press only lasts maybe 20, 30 days, and it's on to the next thing. It's on to the next bad press. So he in and out. So me personally, I think he can start a whole new business and scale it fast.
So let's talk about that.
He got the car community. He could just go to Rick Ross car show and pop up with a new concept.
So let's talk about that, right? I know this is hypothetically speaking, but what would O do given the similar situations? I definitely want to pass this around. He'll get Al's perspective, Malachi's perspective. Obviously we're not them. We're not in their business, but we're just speaking as from our business acumen. What will we do? So, what would you do given a similar situation? How are you pivoting?
Me personally, I would take my 50%, whatever that is, and I would give it a turkey leg hut. And I would go start my own thing. That's just me as a man, married to her, all the things I know I did, allegedly. I would, whatever you want, go ahead and take it. I'm gonna take whatever's extra, and I'm gonna go ahead and do my own thing. That's what I would do personally.
So wait a minute. What does that look like? You give her the 50%. You gonna give her the ownership?
I'm not gonna fight over it. I'm gonna just act. Look, what it is. I think it's 50-50 personally. I would take my 50%, and I'm out of there. Whatever you need from me to help you keep Turkey Leg Hut going, I got you. But I'm gonna go ahead and start my own thing too, and rely on my brand, my connections, my network, and start my own thing. But at the same time, I'm still supporting her too. That's what I would do.
Interesting. All right. And none of that anger or none of that, you wouldn't even factor none of that in.
Right. At the end of the day, me personally, I'm a man of accountability. If I did it, I did it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we family forever. We got kids together. I still want to see you win.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? I still want to see you win. I still want to see the business be successful. Still want to see the kids eat, because at the end of the day, that's still part of your legacy no matter what.
Facts. Biggest part of your legacy.
Yeah, so I'm going to still help her out. We're going to be cool. We're going to be friends. She may hate me. She may, whatever. Whatever you need, let me know. I'm going to provide it. But I'm going to still go start my own business.
What you doing, Al?
Well, couple things. So, one, because I want to go back to what Malachi said. I think even if Lynn's not involved, I still see it being successful. The brand's too strong, and as long as the product's consistent, the business is going to thrive. Now, so I don't see it going anywhere. I think it's going to be a rough patch for a little bit. and if she can, keep her team together, her team of cooks, get people paid on time, fix the relationship with the vendors that they're buying food from, and continue to deliver a good product, the business is going to rebound. If the product is too good, the experience is very, very nice. Now, in reference to Lynn's ability to create another concept, absolutely. If you create one concept, you can create another one. So I see him doing his own thing and finding a lane that he wants to focus on and build a brand just as strong, right? At the end of the day, it's about the kids. And again, this is my perspective. And their children should have brands that they can take over and keep and continue to grow in things of that nature. So even if they're not going to be not be a couple anymore, not be married, they still have to communicate, still have to co-parent, and they should support one another, in time, because right now things are fresh, and if she doesn't feel safe, then it's kind of hard to support someone that you don't feel safe around. But over time, if all the wounds are healed, I don't see why they both couldn't be successful in their respective brands, and and do what's right by the kids, and build brands that they can leave an inheritance with. That's kind of my thoughts.
So you taking 50% or you leaving? Oh, what you gonna do with that?
Well, I mean, he's gonna get a percentage of the business. It's a common
No, I'm
law
saying
state.
what you doing? What you doing?
Yeah, what would you do? You give it 100%, or you gonna take 20? You gonna take 30?
I'm not leaving without nothing, but you gotta hold yourself accountable too, man. If you was the one that was mishandling funds, if and I don't know if it's true and rare. I don't know if any of this is true, but obviously something got to be true because she went on to make that statement that she made. But if you mishandling funds, and I don't know the rumors true about him and staff members, but if that's true, and you verbally and physically abusive, well, verbally abusive, I don't think she said physically abusive, but if you're all the things that she said, you shouldn't want anything. You put yourself in this situation. Right, you put a dog in a corner, eventually the dog's gonna bite, right?
Facts.
So if you put her in the corner to make those harsh and rash decisions, then you got to take what comes with that. Take the energy that you put out. You putting that type of energy out, then you got to be prepared to receive what's on the opposite end. So I don't think, if that's me and I was pulling out that type of energy, I would expect the damn thing because I put myself in that situation. Right? Now, if it was some other shit, like on the other flip side, then there's a whole different story. But you got to take accountability for your actions. Yeah. Yeah.
Malachi, what's your thoughts? This is good.
Yes.
If you in this situation, what we doing? What Malachi doing?
Yeah, it's real simple. If I fucked up on all that abuse stuff and all that, then I'm gonna just give her what she want. I fucked up. If I didn't do that, but I messed up in the business, then I'm gonna still expect to be a part owner of the business. I'm gonna try to help and support the business as much as I can either way, and then I'm gonna use my presence and start something else.
Yeah, man. My first thing, I'm repairing a relationship. We got to get back friends, man, for the kids, everything.
Yeah.
What would that repair look like for you, O? What you doing to repair that?
If I did it, I'll publicly say I did it, If she put it out there that he did it publicly, you got to apologize publicly and go seek help, man. You got to do counseling and all that. If you showing people that you're really trying to get better and you're really trying to get better for yourself, people go support that too. That's what I do.
And give them what they want.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Me personally, I'm trying to get my family back, so I'm gonna do what I gotta do.
Yeah.
What would you do?
Bro, I'm on the same page. I don't even want to echo what you said. I would do the same thing. I wouldn't try to escape the accountability piece because, bro, it's just a waste of time. Like, just get back to living, bro. Like, life is short. You can't spend too much time in drama and mess, bro. You got to move on to bigger and better things. Like
you got to repair the relationship, bro. Because if y'all beefing like hard, that's gonna make everybody's life harder than what it needs to be. It's gonna make your business harder, your personal life harder, the kids' life harder. So that'll be my first goal, to repair the relationship and then build off of that.
Facts.
And the other thing, my children are watching how I react to possibly messing up and how to deal with it. So I be cognizant of that too.
And I gotta highlight this because totally different vibe put in the chat. She said, sadly, if the man isn't treating her good, he don't see anything wrong with his behavior. It's a hell of a thought process. What if you don't think that what you did was wrong? Because it's easy to take accountability for somebody else, but what if you don't think you did nothing wrong?
You got a problem.
Yeah, that's what attorneys are for.
Yeah, if you seriously don't think you did nothing, then stay like that and just watch everything go downhill.
You know what's crazy about that? Because that is the truth. Al just brought out some truth. O just brought out some truth. Attorney's gonna win at that point. When you can't
feel that way if you want.
accept accountability, the only person gonna win is the attorneys, bro.
Yeah.
Yo,
somebody return the fee gonna be real nice.
Neither one of y'all gonna win because you can't accept accountability.
And you gonna walk away with a big L.
A big L, and she gonna walk away with a big L. And then when it's time for the kids to go to college, everybody broke, pointing finger.
And everybody know what they've been going through because all this stuff public.
My God.
So how you think they can recover from this situation at the end? That's up.
Well, recovery is relative. We're talking financially. We're talking emotionally. What are we talking about?
I'm talking about emotionally and financially. How to bring this business back to what it was in 2021, 22.
I think the business is going to do that regardless of what time. I honestly do. As long as the food is productive and you pay your vendors and you pay your staff, it'll rebound, right? Now, in reference to creating other brands and scaling it, that might be a little bit more difficult if Lynn has all the connections. But, I think we are discounting, the soon-to-be ex-wife. She made those connections too. She met the same people that he met. She's the one she got a college from U of H, a degree from U of H, and has quite a bit of business acumen, right? Very well spoken. So, I don't want to discount her efforts and what value she brings to the brand. But recovery is going to look different from, the restaurant's going to recover. The question is when and how soon. Okay. I truly believe that if they can keep the product, keep the experience, and pay your vendors and pay your employees, the restaurant will be fine, right?
And I don't think go out of business.
No, not at all. If she just decides to just not doing it anymore because of the emotional ties, that may be her way to recovery, right? That's what I'm saying. Recovery is relative. It's not about the business doing what it used to do. I think it will do that. But if her recovery is just to sever ties with the business, the entire brand, because it's so painful, then that's recovery. That's what recovery looks like to her, which might look completely different than Lynn. He might then go spin off and do his own thing, right? And call it something else hut. Who knows? Maybe it's Cajun hut, right? I don't know. But I think they both will recover, man. As humans, that's what we do. We recover. It just recovery looks different per each individual. And it can be individuals that was in the same household that's no longer in the same household. At the end of the day, I think, their priority should be their children, right? And coming to where you can find a way to co-parent. And, the business is going to take care of itself. That's just my thoughts, though.
I like it. You think, Malachi, how they can recover?
I'm co-signing what Al said. It's about the kids first. Everything Al said is spot on.
You think, Byron?
Bro, I can't add none of that. I can't add none of that, bro. I feel the same way, bro, because it ultimately, bro, listen, my dad, y'all know my dad just recently passed away, man. And it's like sometimes when you lose powerful figures in your life like that, you really just change your perspective on what's important, bro. Like, family is important. The people that you love are important. It's important to take time to not only value those relationships, spend time in those relationships, but pour it back into those relationships. And life is just too short to be running around offending folk, like abusing folk that you say that you love, right? And destroying relationships. Like, life is too short for that. It's just too short for that. And legacy matters to me, bro. Like, and I ain't talking about just financial legacy. I'm talking about family legacy. Who gonna show up to the funeral, bro? You know? Who gonna have something good to say when you gone, bro? Like, that matters, bro. So yeah, bro.
That's what matters. But any final thoughts, anybody? I think it was pretty good.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, man. I enjoyed it. You know, y'all know me, man. I typically stay away from conversations like this. However, I think today was dope. I think it really gave people a lot of perspective on how to handle conflict. It gave people perspective that, man, marriage is tough. It gave people perspective that business is tough. And I think it
Marriage
gave
and
people
business together is
perspective
tough.
that, yeah, you marry business with your marriage. It's even tougher. But it also, I think, you know, people should feel safe. They should feel safe in their marriage. They should feel safe in their business. And if your partner, male or female, doesn't feel safe, I think you have to have an internal gut check to say, well, what is it that I'm doing? And if you're fucked up, then you just fucked up and just admit that. But, you know, they'll get through this. I'll be praying for both of them. You know, I would never condone a man hitting a woman, and I would never condone a woman hitting a man, right? I would never condone a man verbally abusing a woman and vice versa. So people should be held accountable for their actions. They both know what happened. And if Lynn was guilty for what she's accusing him of, then it is what it is. And he should be willing to reap the benefit. I mean, he should be willing to reap the consequences for those actions. And if she did some things to him that maybe provoked those actions, I mean, I think that's self-reflection as well. But as men, and I'm speaking as men, we have to have the emotional fortitude to where if something said that we don't appreciate or we feel disrespected, we still have a right to make our women feel safe. And that's just my thoughts on it, right? No matter how upset you are, how angry you are, how disrespected you feel, we still owe it to ourselves and we owe it to our women to make sure that they're still protected. Because as men, we're meant to take more. It's just what it is. And so that's just my thoughts on it, though.
Any final words, Malachi? Final words, final thoughts?
Yeah, just 3. Peace matters more than money. Always try to buy the building if you can. And Texas is a community property state.
That's more than 3 words to the
That boy Malachi known for them short, valuable gems, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. That was a lot of value in them 3 words. Just saying.
What you got to say, Byron?
Bro, I thought this was a productive conversation. I think, listen, we didn't have this conversation to slander them. We had this conversation to learn from them. And unfortunately, it's a lot of learning lessons we could take from their demise.
From both sides.
Yeah, from both sides. There's a lot of learning lessons in this. Business, relationship.
Your business being public,
Oh my God, it's crazy. And I just look at it as, man, look, we learned a lot, so thankfully, but unfortunately, they put their business out there for public consumption. And instead of using their, business to slander, we use their business to learn and educate ourselves on ways that we can make ourselves more financially better and, increase our business acumen, whether it's from the relationship side of things or on a business side of things. So listen,
Thank you,
shout
man.
out to them.
Yeah.
Hopefully they work everything. I love me some turkey legs. And I love the idea of successful Black business. So that's where I stand on that. Well, what's your thoughts?
Man, I'll say a lot of people can learn from the situation, especially the articles we put up. You know, they went through the steps to actually build a highly successful business. So they started back of a truck. They started with a proof of concept. They made sure people loved and enjoyed their product before they went big. You know, they started at the back of a truck at a rodeo. People was tasting their food before they got in a brick and mortar. So, you know, there's a lot of things to learn. You know, it's baby steps to get to the top, not just go and get a brick and mortar building when nobody ever tasted your food, they never tasted your product, or they don't even know what you are. They built a brand before they actually got into the building, and then they built it. Then they blew up once they got in the building. So just looking at their story, it teaches you actually how to build a business if you really read and digest what happened. And to build a $10 million food business, bro, that's not small. That's not small. So they also started making relationships with famous people to bring more people to them. So basically, it showed you how to make a staple brand if you follow the steps that they did. You know, they make connections with a lot of famous people. 9 times out of 10, what they probably did, I don't know how true it is or what it is, they probably paid these people to come. At least like the first 5 to 10. And then once other famous people see them pull up, it makes them want to pull up as well. So you got to have money in your budget for marketing. That's considered marketing expense. Paying people to show up and say, look, part of this $5,000, need to post on Instagram. I need a 30-second video that you post saying how good it is. And that brings attraction to your business. So that's things that you got to do as well. If you got a restaurant, you got any type of business. You know, we just seen the Super Bowl, all kind of marketing. So, you know, we learn from that. We learn from the customer service that they have. A lot of people have horrible customer service. You know, they care about the people that's coming in. They have super long lines. They put tents out. They put misters out. They was giving away water. They was giving away umbrellas and people in the rain. So that's another thing you can learn from. Customer service is important. I know all of us here go to Turkey Leg Hut. We go back because customer service on point, the drinks on point, the food on point. That's all things you got to pay attention to. The food is consistent. A lot of businesses, food is not consistent. It may be great one day, horrible the next. So, you know, other things we can learn from is paying your vendors on time, paying your employees on time. So there's a lot of good things, a lot of things we can learn from. Keeping your business and your relationship as private as possible. You know, having different roles in the business and doing those roles, having accountability, hiring the right people on the team. It's not like they didn't have a CFO. They didn't have somebody really managing the money. It's important to seek guidance in marriage and in business, because it don't seem like they had somebody running the money. And you know, allegedly Lynn was taking money at the registers, writing checks to himself. You know, there's things you can't do when you're running a highly successful business, because things like this will happen. So a lot of things that you can learn from the situation. I hope y'all learned a lot of things. I did. You know, good, bad, but it's a lot of things that can learn from this business. Like, again, it's hard to scale a business to 10 million, especially like Black-owned business, a business that's, I don't know if they got funds from other people, but it seemed like they started from the bottom and just made it to the top. And that's all I got, man.
I love it.
Hey, B, before you close this out, I want to let Malachi know the owner of Kitchen and Cocktails is a noob. So that is correct. That's a fact. And they do have a location called Society Kitchen and Cocktails on Chartres Street in the H. Check them out. The food's amazing.
You gonna check that out?
Do have.
They do have one. They do have one. They do have one. They already 5.0, 907 Chartres Street. 03, baby.
What that said? I don't see it. I don't see it on the website.
907 Chartres Street.
And that's a different name, or kitchen on?
It's Society Kitchen and Cocktails. I don't know why they put Society on it, but yeah, phenomenal food, man.
There we go. I'm gonna have to go check it out.
Go check it out. Go check it out.
I
don't co-sign anybody restaurant. It's some.
I'm gonna go check
good
it out.
Food. Yeah, go check it out. Yeah. I think that's another
right
model we
this looks like a club though.
I don't know if it's a club, but they turned it into Kitchen and Cocktails. That's why I'm looking at it. But the one in Dallas is a pure
restaurant.
It's pure restaurant. This looked like lounge and food, but the dishes that they have on there is what they serve at the restaurant.
Got you.
It's downtown Houston, so it may be a lounge, right? I'm gonna check it out regardless, though.
Yeah, check it out and then let me know.
Yeah, oh, it say 6 to 2. So they got Sunday though. They got Sunday brunch. Interesting.
Yeah. People in Houston love some brunch, man.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. Cool.
Cool deal. Well, listen, I hope you guys got a lot of value out of today. And we're going to end on one of our sponsors, you know, because at the end of the day, you know, a lot of the issues that the turkey liquor seemed like they dealt with was, you know, maybe not having proper eye on them books. And so sometimes we have to have CRMs in place, right, to make sure that those kind of things don't happen. So sometimes you do have to make that investment into a high quality CRM just to make sure that, you know, all of the ins and outs that are going on in your business are accounted for, right? If you're just doing just that with a CRM, you're probably ahead of a lot of businesses that aren't doing that because you're able to see the ins and outs of your business at any given time. And so that's one of the reasons why I will not do a business without a CRM. I just won't do it unless my business is extremely small. I'm definitely going to have some type of CRM.
If they have a CRM, and Lynn decides to take that CRM, he can start a brand new business and market to all them people. Text messages, emails, phone calls. At the end of the day, the data is your business.
Facts.
You got the data, you can do it. You can do whatever you want. You just got to market to those people to make them, you know, enjoy your marketing. So, you know, CRM in any business is good. CRM is the business and the data. But with that being said, man, I hope y'all enjoyed the show today. Like, comment, subscribe. Make sure y'all like, man. I don't even know what the likes looking like, but it's probably not where it need to be. Make sure you hit the like button before y'all go. That being said, we see y'all Thursday. Peace.
What's up, y'all? So most people struggle with sales. A lot of us in real estate, and we struggle with our sales. We struggle with follow-up. We struggle with leads. And we just basically missing out on deals. For me, I just got on Taskify CRM. They send messages out for you. And look, a lot of us have work. When you get off of work, you have hot leads ready for you. Make sure you check out Taskify CRM. I'm telling you, it automatically replies for you. And look, it sends you multiple messages. Like we're talking about drip campaigns, so you're not missing out on the lead follow-up. So make sure you check out Taskify CRM. Use coupon code NoStingyEnergy to get 10% off. I'm about to show y'all inside my CRM so I can see how it really works. Make sure y'all check it out. Peace.